Today I'm talking to you about something that I know is important to a lot of you, student loans, and how you can get lower student loan payments thanks to new legislation just signed by President Barack Obama. Actually, just this week in June 2014, the president signed an executive order, which means he kind of went around Congress, didn't have to go through the congressional channels there, to make sure that certain borrowers can have lowered interest or lowered payments on their student loans. In a nutshell, here's what the president did. He signed an executive order to cap at 10% the amount of your student loan repayments. The 10% cap applies to your monthly discretionary income. Now, some of you might remember that back in 2010, President Obama signed a similar order. Similar legislation was passed and it took effect in 2012. This is for the pay-as-you-earn program. And what he recently signed in June 2014 is actually an expansion of that program. So I know some of you are saying, well, how does it affect me? Who does it apply to? When can I get these, caps? And when can I sort of have a better handle on my student loans? This takes effect in December 2015. And this new order applies to folks who took out loans before October 2007, as well as folks who stopped borrowing 4 years later in October 2011. Now, here's another thing to know that you should really kind of hone in on if you have big student loans. The folks who are going to benefit the most from this, I think, are really going to be people who go to graduate school, people who have professional degrees, who go to like law school, med school, because more often than not, unfortunately, you're the folks who wind up with big debts, $50,000, $100,000 or more in student loans because, of course, it costs a lot more money to go to graduate and professional school. So part of this order is that you will be able to get loan forgiveness after as short as 10 years. So you might be a doctor, come out of school and start making, pretty good money. But if you work in public service, say you're a nurse or a doctor in an area where there's a critical shortage of healthcare professionals, say you're a cop or a firefighter, some form of public service, your loans can actually be forgiven after 10 years. So this was one of the big things in this new legislation from Obama, because in the past, loan forgiveness was available, but it was at 25 years after you've paid for 25 years. So his new order takes it down. For some folks, it's 20 years. And after 20 years, you can have your student loans written off and completely forgiven. But if you work in public service, you can get that loan forgiveness after just 10 years. So a lot of you keep your eyes on this particular topic. You'll want to keep abreast of what's going on and all of the new legislation that occurs, not just in 2014 and 2015, but certainly in the years ahead. This has been Lynnette Khalfani-Cox of AskTheMoneyCoach.com.